Hello, all of you beautiful, wonderful, amazing, spectacular tea people. I hope wherever in the world you are doing spectacularly well. I think this is working. Let's just double check this is on. Oh, I didn't turn it on. Anyways, sorry, I'm gonna start this one again because I didn't turn on the sound here. So here we go. Time to start. Let's do a new live stream here on the Instagram. Okay, we'll start it again. So, all right. Hello, all you beautiful, wonderful, amazing, spectacular tea people. It's time to start again. If you were on YouTube, you heard me say that again already one time, but that's okay. There's only like 40 people that watch it on YouTube, and I've been doing YouTube Shorts, and like thousands of people will watch the YouTube Shorts, but not too many people watch the YouTube Lives, which is fair enough. Anyways, we're back from the tea show, and the tea show is done in the books, and this year I think was a turning point for me. It was a turning point for me and my experiences, certainly at this tea show, but perhaps tea shows going into the future. And it was great. I loved going. I loved seeing my friends. I loved being able to go there and see the people that I buy tea from, and see. I wish I'd see them more often, but I literally live on the other side of, for all intents and purposes, the world when it comes to this type of stuff. And so it was wonderful. I took my wife this time, so she got to meet all my friends as well there, and so that was quite a lot of fun. And I got sort of the usual interesting bunch of teas. So what I'm going to start with now, I'm going to start with the tea cakes. So this one here is a pu'er style, like a sheng cha, like a raw Four Seasons oolong. So that's a raw Four Seasons oolong turned into a cake. This guy here, this one, I got a couple of these. I'll probably have these on the site. This one, I just got a sample of because I didn't have the time to drink it right there. But I just got a sample of it. This one here is really, I think it's an interesting one. I don't know what's going to happen with it. I don't know whether I'm going to buy. So next month's subscription box is going to be tea show treasures. And so when I go to the tea show, I usually get a bunch of teas that perhaps I'm going to put on the site. Perhaps I'm not going to put on the site. I'm just going to see how it goes. And this one here is that tea exactly. And what this guy here, this is, as you can tell, it's from the same place as the famous or infamous, depending on how you want to deal with it, 2020 Dongding Oolong tea cake. But this is a purple bud tea. And this cake here is 1 gene. So 1 gene is 600. I need a better pick or whatever. But anyways, this is 1 600 gram cake of this stuff. And it was specifically done as an experiment to see if we can pull off a Taiwanese sort of pu'er using purple bud. And we'll see how it goes. I tried it when I was at the tea show, and it worked out okay. It wasn't too bad. It really wasn't too bad. But it wasn't all that good either. But, and we can talk about this a little bit, but when you're at the tea show, it's really, really, really tough to get things done. And when I say things, what I mean by things is tea gambling. So I go to the tea show, I go sample a bunch of teas, and I do my tea gambling. And that's what I got to do at the tea shows. And it's really tough to do tea gambling at the tea shows because of the intensity of the experience. And this time, the intensity of the experience really was, it really was a little much. It really was a little much, this year's tea show. And the reason it was a little much is because they had a stage, and the stage was right beside where all the good people had their tea. So you have this massive stage, and it was, this is 21. So this is a black tea. So this is the I'm quite happy I got some. This is the number 21 black tea, Hong Yun. And they had this massive stage. And what they actually did, they did shows in the evening. So the show was actually on the TV. So I was there during the day. I went there with my lovely and ever suffering wife. And then, you know what? Actually, I'm going to save this one. I'm going to save this tea. I'm going to do a live stream just on this tea. And open it up and do some beauty shots with this particular tea. But this is the tea that we had a couple years ago. Last year, their version of the tea didn't really work very well, but this year it did. And this is the hybrid Camellia formosensis and Camellia formosensis and Camellia sinensis hybrid mix tea cake. And it's from like about 60, 70-year-old trees. It's really, really, really beautiful. Really, really, really unique. But I'll do a separate live stream on this tea. Now, what is sort of the stuff that I got when I was there? I got a couple tea cakes, as you can see here. Now, remember, this is the guy that had the tea cakes before that have since sold out, although I still have a little bit left of the 2020 cake. And I will be offering that up for sale, but there's so many people that ask for the 2020 cake that I'm sure you guys all noticed that was a different sound, right? That wasn't an F-16. That was one of the Mirages, I think. What a strange thing to be an expert on. Yeah. And what time are we at? It is 10 a.m. in the Mountain Stream Tea's backyard. It is 10 a.m. in the Mountain Stream Tea's backyard, and that's what happens at 10 a.m. in the Mountain Stream Tea's backyard. The planes fly over. This is a High Mountain Black that I just sampled, and I didn't really get all the details on, but it tasted really good. So I was like, just give me some of that. I'm going to take it home. But that's what we're drinking first. So these samples, that's what we're drinking first. 2 tea cakes and then 2 black teas. And I just want to make sure that these have gone well. And if they're good, then I'm going to buy them. But it's really weird, right? So usually I go to the tea show and I'm like, okay, give me all you got. I'm buying it all, blah, 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 big spender over here. Not this year. This year it was much more like, oh, that's kind of nice. Can I have a sample of that? I'll let you know whether I want any in a couple months. Anyways, it's been a brutal, brutal fall. An absolutely brutal, brutal fall. But brutal just in the sense of money coming in. Everything else is going fine. No complaints. I'm enjoying my time off and all of that. But it's been, and not just for me, for thousands of people all over the world. All over the world, people are having the same situation happen to them. Now, what are we looking at with these 2 tea cakes? So this is from the same guy. Now, this guy, he has normal tea and he has the tea cakes, and he's just kind of weird. He's a super nice guy, but I show up, I sit down, and he just starts talking. And my wife was with me this time, and she looked over at me and she was just like, he started talking about when this was made, how it was made, how he did it, what he was going for, all the different things, like blah, 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 for so long about all this stuff about these teas and how it works and how the different teas. And he's a really fascinating guy. He's a really interesting guy because he experiments. What an interesting tea. Now, are people going to like this tea? I don't know. Are people going to like it? I do not know. But, oh, look at that aftertaste. So fun. So here can you see? I don't want to put it in front of the computer. I don't have I got my glass thing over here. Let's see. Okay. You got to see the color of this because it's a really, really beautiful, fun color. And this is Purple Bud. So this is a tea variety in Taiwan that is, I think it's from, this particular one is from China, but the way it worked, is this the Liu Gui Gai? I wish it was the Liu Gui Gai, but it's not the Liu Gui Gai. I had long discussions about the Liu Gui Gai. No, this is the guy. He's from Dongding. And he does like just normal, he's from Jushan actually. And he just does normal sort of stuff, like normal, Nantou, Jushan type of stuff. But then he also has access to like just weird things. And then he does weird things with the things he has access to. And so he got access to this Purple Bud patch of land one spring because somebody had left it for too long. And then he's like, oh, just give it to me. And let's see if you can sort of see. Yeah, you can sort of see the color. It doesn't show too well there. But you can see here, this is this beautiful, it's got a purple color to it. And what he did was the leaves were sort of a little bit too long. And he's like, what the hell do I do with this? So he said, you know what? Experiment. And so he, I guess this was about 4 or 5 years ago now. He chopped it all down. And then he did Sheng Pu'er with it, and he put it into cakes. Now, he's no expert on Sheng Pu'er by any stretch of the imagination, but he just gave it a try. He was like, let's do it, and he pressed it into cakes. And that's what this is. Now, I've tried this. Every year I go, I try this tea, and it's been basically just too bitter and astringent for me to be able to do anything with it. But this year, after 5 years, the nature of the Purple Bud cultivar is coming through. And so you've got that fun stuff. It's fun stuff going through it. You've got all these flavors. You've got all these characteristics, these taste characteristics. And if you brew it softly, sort of like I'm doing now, there's a beautiful sweetness to it. It's reminiscent. I don't know how many hardcore people, maybe you can comment if you remember, but there was the Purple Bud Tuocha from Pingling back when I first started. And the guy there who used to make those teas no longer makes those teas. They changed the tea master. But this reminds me of it. It sort of gives me sort of the same feeling. It's not quite as religious like that tea. I still have one hanging around. Every once in a while I drink it. But that tea, that Purple Bud Tuocha, was insane. It was just the happiest tea you could possibly imagine. You drank it and you just got happy. It was literally like happiness in a ball. It was amazing, wonderful. I absolutely loved it. But they stopped making it, and that was pretty painful when they stopped making it. I wish I had bought more. I really, 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 really wish I had bought more. But this is pretty good though, and I'm going to have this on the site. I think, like I was saying, when you go to the tea shows are insane. The tea shows are insane. Hey man, how's it going? Hope you're doing absolutely wonderfully well. The tea shows are insane. You go there, there's people everywhere. This year they had loud music, like thumping. So like your teacups are going like on the table. Like it was insane. It was so stupid. I don't know why they would have. Anyways. And like I mentioned before, I think I had mentioned this, that actually my wife and I went back to the hotel where we were staying and turned on the TV, and they were actually showing like the show from the tea show on the national TV. Like it was like an actual, they had like some kind of famous people singing songs and things like that. It was like a show at the tea show on the TV, which was fascinating. And so when you're there and you're sampling tea, especially ones that are kind of weird, it's really hard to tell whether it's good or not. Really, 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 really hard to tell whether it's good or not. And I'm happy with this one. I can buy it. I can buy more of it. And this can be offered to people if they would like to try it. And yeah, it's a purple bud one. Okay, let's go over to this one before we get into these two beautiful black teas. This is the one that's weird. This is the one that I usually, in these cases, like something like this, I had sort of sampled it. I sort of remembered it, but I was just like, just give me a couple cakes. I'm going to take them home. I'm going to put them in the subscription box. We'll see how it goes. But this one was just so weird that I was like, I smelt it and I was like, what? This is Four Seasons Oolong. This is Four Seasons Oolong done into a Sheng. This is a weird tea. This is a really weird tea. And I haven't had it yet. I haven't actually had this tea. I didn't have it sampled. I was just like, just give me a sample and we'll see what happens. And so this is the first time I've had it. So we'll see how this goes. Question is, do you ever brew your own tea at the expo, or are they generally brewing for you? That's an interesting question. It's an interesting question because when I first started going there, of course, people were brewing tea for me. Of course. Right? Of course, because they didn't know who I was, and I just would show up and I'm brewing the tea and things like that. Just like that. Like just, at this point in the game, I often find our parameters can differ. Well, I mean, that's part of tea gambling, right? So the point you're making is, if you're brewing the tea like this, or if you're brewing the tea like Gong Fu style, or if you're brewing the tea in a tall glass, obviously it totally affects the taste, 100% in every way. But that's part of me being a tea gambler. At this point in the game, after having sampled so many thousands upon tens of thousands of different teas, I can pretty easily taste the tea and know how it's gonna handle itself in various ways. And so, but that's just sort of the skill that I've developed. When I'm there, for example, when I go see this guy with the tea cake guy, he knows. And so he just takes out the competition cups and he brews them like that, really strong. And then there's other places where, like I've got a good buddy of mine who's like, hey, come on back here, you just brew. And so I'll sit there and I'll literally brew the tea for people and chat to people and help them sell tea. Right. So I do. When you go to these tea shows, after I've been there for so long, you've met some really wonderful, amazing people, and you get to actually experience the whole tea show. In fact, almost certainly, in the next couple months, I'll be probably having a booth at a tea show somewhere, at the very least in partnership with someone else. In the next year, which is fascinating, really interesting. But like I was going in and talking to my buddies, and they've always been sort of like, they always say, I understand why you sell, like, we're a Western facing company, so we were facing out, and they're always like, I understand why you're facing out. But we could do stuff together. Maybe you should start. And I'm like, this time with everything that's going on, I'm like, okay, let's do it. Time to make a turn and start facing in. And so that's we're definitely going to be doing that, and doing some partnerships and different things. Oh, there's some things that I'm Matt's Chinese is going to come out to the max. My Chinese is hilarious. I stopped learning a lot of new things a while ago. So my Chinese is like, I can talk to the deepest, darkest philosophy, but using the vocabulary of like a grade 3 or grade 4 student in Chinese. It's actually quite fun. But But anyways, yeah, it'll be. I'm probably going to be doing Chinese videos. Ah, what a strange tea. Now, if you've ever had Four Seasons, which if you're watching this, you probably have, you know it's not very fruity. It's very, very floral, and it can have a bite. It can have a deep, dark, really sharp bite because it's a lower elevation tea, and it's usually done in the green. And this is just weird. This is a weird, weird, weird tea. Like, I would not say this was a successful experiment. I would not say this. Weird. There's like a butteriness to this tea coming out now, which is, you don't get that ever for any reason with the Four Seasons Oolong. It's weird overall. I'll let this sort of open up a bit more. I might experiment it with it another couple times. I'll go see the price on it. Maybe the price will be so cheap that'll be like, hey, why not? You know, like, you guys want to try something weird? But right now I'm looking at that and I'm going, weird, just kind of weird. And it's the weird that's not like bad, like not like terrible, like everybody, I hate this, everybody should hate this. It's just weird. Like, it tried really hard to do like cross-cultural exchange and it didn't quite work out. You know, like, you know, sometimes those cross-cultural exchanges work out really, really well, and sometimes the cross-cultural exchanges don't work out so well. And so here you've got a Taiwanese cultivar, like a very, 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 very Taiwanese cultivar in the Four Seasons Oolong, done like a Shen Pu'er, and it didn't really work. Now, my guess is in 5 to 10 years, this would be pretty amazing. 5 to 10 years from now, this would be pretty amazing. But right now, I'm looking at that and I'm going, the aftertaste is really fascinating. It's a really fascinating aftertaste, but I don't know what the hell to think of that one. I just don't know. Oh yeah, mix these two up. One of these is a lower elevation, number 21 oolong, or sorry, black tea. And the other one was a High Mountain Black that I just was walking by and they poured into my little cup and I sampled it and I was like, ooh, that's good. Give me some. I'm going to take it home and try it. What's your name card? And that's this one here. And let's see if the taste that I remember, I think it's this one. The taste that I remember, let's see if it's come out. Let's see if it's still there. I remember blackberries, and I remember sort of High Mountain black tea, not Chi Lai Shan High Mountain black tea, like a different High Mountain black tea. Let's see how it goes. Let's see. How are we doing? Blackberries. I don't even remember how much that was. I should probably have remembered. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now, blackberries. This is brewed too strong, of course. But in the background, there's a little touch of astringency in the very, very end of it. But overall, I'm very impressed with this. I think I'm going to get it. It's, I hesitate to say sweet. I hesitate to say tart. But it's blackberries and just sort of the essence of the blackberry flavor in there. Almost black currant-y type of thing. Super smooth, super clean. I'm going to get it, I think, maybe. So remember, all of this stuff that I'm doing, everything that's going on is totally dependent on the global economy. And so, again, not me only. Basically, everybody in the entire planet is dealing with this situation right now, and it's really hard for me to know what tea to buy and how much tea to buy and all that type of stuff. So just to warn you guys out there, I'm still buying tea. Of course, I'm still buying tea, but I'm not buying as many greenish oolongs. So does anybody know why? Does anybody know why I'm not buying as much greenish oolongs? Well, of course, because greenish oolongs have a best before date that is within, I don't know, 12 months, give or take. But this has a best before date in the future, right? So this one here, this weird ass Four Seasons tea cake, its best before date is in the future, and this one here, its best before date is starting kind of now, and these guys, they're good now, and they just get better for the next 5 years. So that's why I'm doing these things. Get a gigantic fridge. Well, Mr. Hooper, yes. That's the F16. You guys can see it there, probably. On the YouTube you can't really see it. Anyways, the problem with the big gigantic fridge, and that is something that can definitely be done. I could get a big gigantic fridge for sure, right? The problem is that because there's 3 seasons, my big gigantic fridge would be, I'd fill it up with greenish oolong, and then as soon as I could start selling it, there'd be some fresh greenish oolong. So I'm just like, we'll just get a little bit of greenish oolong and see how it goes. Like this year, for example, for the Pear Mountain Fall, I got about 25% of what I usually get for the Pear Mountain Fall. And the Pear Mountain Fall was okay. If it was exceptional, I would have gotten more, but all I got was about 25% of my usual for the Pear Mountain Fall. Okay, so this is the number 21. And this is kind of fun. Hey, anybody out there, can you do a quick search? I guess I could do it, but then I'd have to be like this. Do you remember what the parents were for the number 21? Now, the number 21 black tea, or the number 21 cultivar, has cherries, sort of rich malts, rich flavors to it, and it's really, really, really strong. Yeah, G-Men, right? G-Men is one parent, and is it like Camellia formosensis? Is it the Taiwanese Sancha? Anyways, I can't really exactly remember, but this is kind of fun, and this is a good one. Now, it's really, really hard to get the number 21 cultivar oolong. It's really, really hard to get it, and it's this year because it's been so wet. This particular tea does not do wet with, or does not do well with wet. Anyways, I hopefully that makes sense. It doesn't do well with wet. It just doesn't do well. And so yeah, hopefully you guys can't hear that. My cat's like mentally ill. And she's not mentally ill like she has anything wrong with her. She's just a drama queen. So we were gone for 2 days. And now she has to spend a day of meowing because we were gone for 2 days. So hopefully in the background, I closed the door. Hopefully you can't hear the drama queen of my cat. But you know, she's a fat orange cat. You know, they tend to have issues. Perfect. Thank you. Kiman and Kiang, Indian Kiang. Okay, perfect. Thank you guys. Awesome. No stevia today. No stevia today. No more stevia probably ever again. Number 21 is a really great tea. Yes. And like I was saying, it's really, 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 really tough to find a good one because it actually doesn't do that well in Taiwanese climate. Right. That's why they grow it in the Sun Moon Lake area, because the Sun Moon Lake area doesn't tend to have floods of huge amounts of rain. But they did this year because we had a couple typhoons coming through. And so this is sort of a weird one. It's got sort of it's definitely got the like the Assamica strength to it. There's an Assamica strength to it, but it's also got this really delicate cherry flavor to it. And this is a pretty good version of it. It's a pretty good version of it. Now, I'm not an expert on this particular cultivar, mostly because it tends to get bought up really quickly, and a lot of people that grow it, because it's hard to grow. It's really popular right now. They don't do it in a clean way, so they just spray it and fill it up with the tea equivalent of steroids to get lots of yield. And so oftentimes when I've had it, it's just like it's interesting. I can't buy this. Yeah, I can't buy this. I can't do it. I can't buy this. But this is actually kind of fun because it's like it's almost like a little touch of like an Indian flavor to it, like a chai flavor to it, like a spice. It's actually kind of fun. But this particular version of it is really, really strong. So sometimes you can get this as soft and flowing, and the sort of the red fruits and these types of things that come out in a really beautiful, soft way. This one's not so soft. This one is you can taste the Assamica in there really strongly. But the character of this one is really unique. Like, I'm going to have to play around with this and brew it. I'm going to have to play around with this one and brew it. Really soft to see what happens, because this is not the way you brew this tea, right? So we're having this discussion, right? So I have to get berry notes from it as well. Yeah, so you can get berry notes from it as well, right? And for me, it's sort of like a cherry note, like a black cherry, fresh black cherry. Sometimes